Chapter 1, Lesson 3, and our topic is comparing numbers. Comparing numbers is going to involve some vocabulary that is familiar to you, greater than, less than, and equal to, and maybe a vocabulary term that's not so familiar to you. The idea of a number line. Okay, number lines take so many shapes and forms. And this just happens to be a number line down here that is capturing numbers that are between 41,000 and 42,000. Okay. And that is telling me that number lines are very, very flexible. They're a great strategy too. So we are comparing numbers, okay? Looking at a couple of numbers and determining which one's bigger, which one's smaller, are they equal? So in looking at some of our examples here on this front page, page number 23, we are looking at some numbers on this number line. And this example problem here is bringing meaning to those numbers. And so what are we working with? We're working with, on average, we've got police officers first year making $41,000 a year. A first year firefighter earns close to $41,000 a year as well. Which occupation? Okay, that's a big word right there. An occupation is simply a fancy word for a job. But nonetheless, we have meaning for these numbers. And that's why I like word problems so much. $41,793 for the police officer. $41,294 for the firefighter. The first strategy that I like to use when comparing numbers is stacking them on top of each other. And this is a great problem because our numbers are already stacked on top of each other. That way we can start at the largest place value position and work our way over until we find that place value position where the top digit and the bottom digit are different. I'm looking at the 10,000s place. The top digit and the bottom digit are the same. Okay. I'm looking at the 1000s place. The top digit and the bottom digit are the same. I cannot use either of these place value positions to compare numbers because they're the same number. And as we move through, if they continue to all be the same, I know I have two numbers that are equal. So let's look at the hundreds place. In the hundreds place, I have a 7 on the top and I have a 2 on the bottom. That means that I get to use the hundreds place value position to compare these two numbers. Okay, so stacking them on top, this is what it looks like. Now, because the 7 is larger than the 2 in the hundreds place, and my digits before that, and the thousands and the 10,000s are the same, I now know automatically which number is larger. 41,793 is greater than 41,294. That is using the stacking method for comparing numbers. The next strategy here is a number line for comparing numbers. We have 41,792 is to the blank of 41,294. Let's fill in this number line here. We have our two numbers. Where do our two numbers go? This number is between 41,200 and 41,400. And because this number here has a 2 in the hundreds place, I know that this number, 41,294, is the one that's going to go there because it too has a 2 in the hundreds place. Then I have this number over here that seems to be very close to 41,800. You can see the little dot is sitting just next to the line. It's not quite on top of it. That's my 41,793. And that dot now makes a whole lot of sense because this number is only 7 away from 41,800. So 41,793 is to the right of 41,800. 294. And we know on a number line as we're moving from left to right, our numbers are getting larger. That's what that's saying right there. When I move from the right to the left, my numbers are getting smaller, and that's what that is showing to you. 41,793 is greater than 41,294. And there's another way to represent that answer. Instead of just saying greater or writing greater, you can put the symbol that means greater than. Write the symbol greater than, the greater than symbol in the circle. And that's the greater than symbol. It's telling you what to do there. So, who earns more during the first year? Police officers earn more the first year than do firefighters. We just brought meaning to these large numbers here that go all the way to the 10,000s place. Let's turn this maybe over. Okay. Alrighty. Now, here's a great example of how to use the stack method. Okay. Again, we got a couple of numbers here. I can see them in the problem, and I know that problem is bringing meaning to these numbers. And so we have 621,760, 646,844. So we need to think about which number is larger, which number is smaller. So we're going to use the stack method, and we're going to use a place value chart to do that. We are going to start with the population of Vermont, and then we can move on to the population of North Dakota. That's just how many people live in each one of those states. So 62,760 into this place value chart. I've got 6 digits, and I've got 6 place value boxes that I can use. A helpful way of beginning to write these numbers in place value boxes is to start with the ones place. I have a 0 in the ones place, 6 in the tens place, a 7 in the hundreds, a 1 in the thousands, a 2 in the 10,000s, and a 6 in the 100,000s. For my second number, or the population of North Dakota, I have a 4 in the ones place, 4 in the tens place, an 8 in the hundreds, a 6 in the 1,000s, a 4 in the 10,000s, and another 6 in the 100,000s. And from here is where we can start to use the stack method for comparing these two very large numbers. As the diagram says, it says that the digits in the 100,000s place are both the same. They're both 6s. We're not going to use those 2 digits to compare these 2 numbers. They're the same. We're still trying to figure out greater than or less than. And then finally, if we get to the end and all the digits are still the same, we'll settle with the equal to. Now I'm going to look at the 10,000s place. I have a 2 on the top number, and I have a 4 on our bottom number in the 10,000s place value position. That means I can use that place value position to compare these numbers. And as this diagram says, they are different, and 2 is less than 4. That means that the population, right, of North Dakota is larger than the population of Vermont. So 621,760 is less than, right? Because you got the 2 in the 10,000s and the 4 in the 10,000s, 646,844. Okay. I really, really like that stack method, and many of us will grow to like that method as well as the drawing of the place value position charts that include the periods. Okay. All right. Our guided practice here, we're going to use the number line to compare these 2 numbers. And so first, we got to figure out which one are we looking at. This one is 32,053. Okay, so I got 30,000, 31,000, 32,000. I know that this number is going to fall somewhere in this area, and in fact, it does. It's right there. Now I can look at my second number, 35,251. Well, here's 32,000, 33,000, 34,000, 35,000. Well, I know that because this is 35,000 and it's 251, I am certain that that number is sitting right there, just past the 35,000 mark. Okay. So because 35,251 is to the right of 32,053, 35,251 is greater than 32,053, or you can read it the other way. 32,053 is less than 35,251. All right. So here we have a couple of options. I'm going to show you the stack method again, and then a couple of workarounds. 25,409 and 26,409. I can't use the 10,000s place, but check this out. I can use the thousands place. Let's verify that by stacking the numbers. Okay. All the digits are the same in these two numbers except for that thousands place. That 5 is less than the 6. So 25,409 is less than 26,409. All right, let's take a look at the next number. 72,451 versus 76,321. Well, let's look at the 10,000s place. Both of them have a 7. Let's look at the thousands place. This one has a 2 and this one has a 6. That's the place value position that I'm going to be using to compare these two numbers. So let's verify that by stacking them. 72,451, 76,321. And when you stack them, you got to keep your place value positions lined up. So I have a 7 here. They're the same. I have a 2 and a 6. I can use the thousands place. The 2 is less than the 6. Therefore, 72,451 is less than 76,321. Let's check this next number out here. I'm working my way down. I just did the even problems. 442,089 versus 442,078. Let's look at the 100,000s place. Both have a 4. 10,000s, both have a 4. 1,000s, both have a 2. Striking out so far. The hundreds, they both have a 0. In the tens place, we have an 8 and we have a 7. This 8 is greater than the 7, making 442,089 greater than 442,078. And if we write those two numbers out and we stack them, we see that they're the same. Don't use it. Same, don't use it. Same, don't use it. Same, don't use it. We are now comparing. Oops, so sorry. We are now comparing the digits that are in the tens place. That 8 is greater than the 7. 442,089 is greater than 442,078. Chapter 1, Lesson 3, Comparing Numbers.